When did you last do nothing? Not rest, not scroll, nothing. You can't remember. Honestly, neither can I. There's a red light on your way home. 11 seconds. And your hand goes to your phone. Every time. Not because anything is waiting there, but because 11 seconds of nothing has somehow become unbearable. So before we go any further, let's try something. Right here. It takes 10 seconds. Don't answer out loud. Just, who are you? Not your name. Someone else chose that for you before you could speak. Not your job. Not your age. Not the long story of everything that happened to you. Take all of it away. Every memory, every word. Is there still somebody in there? There is. You can feel it right now. You just can't say it. And notice what had to happen for you to feel it. For 1 second, the thinking stopped. That little gap you just fell through, that is not nothing. That is the thing you have been looking for in all the wrong aisles for years. Because here is what nobody tells you. You are not far from stillness. You have been falling into it by accident your entire life. Let me prove it to you with something ordinary. Where do you get your best ideas? Almost everybody says the same place. The shower, not the desk, not the meeting you booked to solve the exact problem. The shower. And we assume it's the warm water. It isn't the water. The shower is the last room in your life with no screen in it. It is the only 10 minutes of your day when nothing can reach you, including you. The idea didn't arrive because the water is magic. It arrived because for 10 quiet minutes, nothing was talking to you. It's the same reason a fire holds you, the same reason the sea empties you out, the same reason you sometimes take the long way home, alone, with the radio off, and don't tell anyone why. Every one of those is the same small event. For a moment, you stopped being spoken to. There's a second door, and you've been through that one too. Think of the last time you were so absorbed in something that you looked up and an hour was gone. Swimming, cooking when it's going well, playing if you still remember how. Watch a surgeon's hands. Watch a potter at the wheel. Watch a child building something on the floor. None of them are thinking about themselves. There is no room left over for it. The task took the whole of them, and that is exactly why it felt so good. We have a word for that. We call it flow, and we speak about it like it's rare. It isn't rare. It's just what you are like when the commentary stops. And then there is the oldest door of all, and it is directly above your head. Go outside tonight, away from the streetlights, and look up for a long time. Something happens that nobody has ever fully explained. The vastness out there makes a kind of vastness in here. Space outside of you quietly makes space inside of you. That's the word I want to leave you with tonight. Not peace, not calm, spaciousness, room. The opposite of a cluttered house is not a clean house, it's an open one, and you were built with a room like that inside you. You have simply been filling it. But notice something about every single one of those doors. You didn't walk through any of them on purpose. You waited. You waited for a hot shower, a good fire, a rare clear sky, a task big enough to swallow you whole. You have been leaving the most important thing in your life entirely to chance. And chance is getting rarer every year. There are fewer and fewer gaps left for it to find you in. So let's be honest about why your hand moves at that red light. We had cigarettes. We had television. We had busy work and small talk, and the radio left on in an empty house. The phone is simply the finest instrument we have ever built for one specific job, making sure you are never alone with yourself for more than a moment. And that is the real fear, not boredom. You are not afraid of the empty 11 seconds. You are afraid of who might show up inside them. The thing you haven't dealt with, the conversation you keep not having, the grief you've been outrunning since spring. So you fill the gap, and it works. It works so well that you have not been alone with yourself in years, and we call that a full life. But listen, the thing you're running from is not a monster. It's a room you stopped walking into, and everything you left in there is still yours. There's a family I keep thinking about. A winter evening, the power goes out, the whole street, all at once. The kids complain for 20 minutes. Then somebody finds a drawer of old candles. And then something happens that nobody planned and nobody paid for. They talk, really talk. The daughter tells a story none of them had ever heard. The father laughs so hard he has to put his cup down on the floor. For 4 hours, that dark house is the warmest room in the city. And then the lights snap back on, and everybody cheers. And within 90 seconds, every face in that room is lit blue again. And the talking stops. The father sits there in the noise, holding a cold cup, realizing something that will bother him for weeks. The best evening of his year happened by accident. It was caused by a failure. He never once chose it, and neither, if you're honest, have you. Because here's what the clutter is actually costing you. And it isn't time, it's proportion. A cluttered mind takes whatever happens to you and quietly makes it bigger. 9 at night. 3 words arrive on your screen. We need to talk. That's all. 3 words, no punctuation, no context. By 10, you have decided you are being let go. By 11, you have rehearsed telling the people who depend on you. By midnight, you have sold the house, moved cities, and you are lying in the dark, descending yourself, at volume, to a person who is fast asleep. In the morning, it turns out they wanted to move your parking space. You never had a problem. You had 3 words and a mind with nothing else to do. That's the tax, not the lost hours, the lost proportion. And if you never find your way out of it, life slowly becomes the thing you're most afraid it already is. One thing after another, forever, and not one of them ever the right size. We have a word for all of this. We say we are distracted, and we have completely forgotten what that word means. It comes from the Latin, distrahere, to drag apart, to pull a thing in 2 directions at once. Distraction was never really about attention. It's about being torn. The old word knew what we forgot. You are not scattered. You are being pulled apart, gently all day long, by things that do not love you. And its opposite, attention, comes from ad tendere, to stretch toward. To pay attention to something is to lean your whole self in its direction, which means attention was never a duty at all. It was always a quiet form of love, and you have been spending yours on a glowing rectangle that does not know your name. In 1903, a quiet Englishman named James Allen wrote a very small book. He said the mind is a garden. People love that line, and then they miss the hard part of it. A garden will bring forth, whether you tend it or whether you don't. You are never choosing between a full mind and an empty one. You are choosing between a garden and whatever decides to grow there while nobody is looking. And right now, something is growing in you that you did not plant. Now I have to be honest with you, because most films like this one won't be. This will not fix your life. Stillness will not pay a bill. It will not heal a family. It will not make the hard thing easy. And anyone who tells you their problems ended the day they woke up is selling you something. Life stays difficult. It was always going to. Everything alive is challenged. Every insect, every tree, every one of us. What changes is not the size of the thing standing in front of you. It's that you stop making it bigger. The email stays 3 words. The red light stays 11 seconds. And that is the whole difference between a life that happens to you and a life you are actually inside of. So here is the only thing I will ask of you. It takes 11 seconds. Tomorrow at the first red light, don't reach. That's the whole practice. Don't reach. Let your hand stay exactly where it is. Let it be boring. Let it be a little uncomfortable. And look up, above the traffic lights at the sky. It has been doing that all day. You haven't looked once. You are not trying to feel anything. You're just not filling the gap. And that gap is not empty. It is the only part of your whole day that actually belongs to you. Do it once, and you will want it again. That's how this starts. Not on a mountain, not on a retreat, at a red light, on a Tuesday, with your hands still. You don't have to become anyone new. You already know how to do this. You did it in the shower this morning, and you didn't even notice. So tonight, before the screen, before the scroll, take 1 single minute and do nothing. Not rest, not scroll, nothing. And go and see who has been waiting in there for you.